look what I found in my saved logs. What's up, guys? Chun is back. Got another DPP OU match. This one is against the one and only reyscarface. This was actually a Smogon Tour 12 match, and I got paired against him in round 2 for one of the 4th gen weeks they did, if I recall correctly. But reyscarface is a very well-known resident of Smogon. He's an excellent player. And going into this, I knew I was going to have my work cut out for me, but enough of the intro. Let's get right into it. I'm going to lead with Frostlass. He leads with Dragonite. I know he won't want to take an Ice Beam since the best Dragonite can do is bring Frostlass to our Sash, so predicting a switch, I set up a layer of spikes to get my team going. He reveals Jirachi. Guessing his Jirachi Scarf, so not wanting to risk the flinch, I decide to preserve the Focus Sash and go into Heatran to take the Iron Head, which he does end up going for. And here's my chance to set up Stealth Rock so I can be done with the hazards. He switches out. Judging from the damage Heatran took Jirachi's definitely Scarf. He reveals Gyarados, most likely knowing Stealth Rock would go up. I decided to go into Flygon since it's Scarf and has Thunder Punch. It was a bit risky in hindsight since Flygon doesn't appreciate Waterfall. I did have Rotom-w, but I think I was fearing immediate setup, even though it's a bit early for that. In any case, he double switches to Starmie. Normally this would be a good position for Ray since Jolly U-turn doesn't OHKO any Starmie. Because of this, I know he's going to go for Rapid Spin, so I have to keep both hazards on the field. So I U-turn to Rotom-w, revealing the double Ghost strategy. I think he decided to just forego spinning since he stayed into Hydro Pump, which does a good chunk, and I go for Thunderbolt to finish Starmie off. He's going to reveal Shaman on the free switch. I decided to go to Dragonite as my initial switch first since I might need Rotom-w for fodder later, or on the slim chance I can catch Gyarados coming in. He shows Substitute though, and immediately I thought this was Substitute 3 attacks, and that he could have Hidden Power Ice, so that set was pretty popular back then, and also given the offensive nature of his team. So I make a double switch to Frostlass since he has no hazards on my side yet to take any attack, live on the Sash. But he reveals Leech Seed, so it's a Sub-Seed variant. Now that the Sash is broken, I decided to stick with the plan, and I thought a Seed Flare would OHKO me, which he does end up going for, but it did a lot less than I thought it would. I was trying to Destiny Bond so I can get a free KO, but unfortunately the Jig was up, so he knew what I was trying to do. Miscalc the damage Leech Seed would do to me because PO didn't show an actual percentage of my HP, so that's why I went for Ice Shard back there, thinking I could try to Destiny Bond next turn. It really didn't matter though, he was going to sub down until I died. Went into Flygon and U-turn to break the sub, knowing he'll just sub again, but I wanted to somehow get into a sequence where he'd be forced to sub every turn, so I go to Heatran so I can spam Flamethrower. He gets the Leech Seed on me, outrunning me of course, and the cycle begins. Next few turns are me using Flamethrower and him subbing down. The plan is to wear down his HP and hope to get Flygon in again, threatening an OHKO with U-turn. And in hindsight, I really don't think I handled the Shaman very well though. I was really fearing the 4th move since Hidden Power Fire, Ice, and Earth Power were all possibilities to me. Though I guess I should have known it wasn't Earth Power, otherwise he would have used it here. But again, Hidden Power Ice was pretty popular back then to catch Dragonite switch-ins. But after 2 turns, he's going to reveal his own Heatran, knowing I'll keep spamming Flamethrower to get the Flash Fire boost. Definitely not a good sequence at all, as my Heatran just ended up getting worn down. But I decided to just keep Heatran in at this point, go for the Earth Power. He does stay in to set up Stealth Rock, and I break his Shuka Berry. But unfortunately, because of Leech Seed, Heatran is too low to survive an Earth Power from Ray's Heatran, even with Shuka Berry, and my Heatran goes down. So I revealed Dragonite on the free switch. With me being behind, I decided to try to set up an Agility to do some wall breaking, thinking he'd switch, but he doesn't, and he reveals Will-O-Wisp. In hindsight, it seems like Burn Heatran was pretty popular back then too, but I don't think Ray was running the standard specially defensive spread. So Dragonite's pretty much useless. I don't want to just outrage since he still has Scarf Jirachi, and if he switches Gyarados in, it's going to do even less with Intimidate factored in, so I didn't want to get set up on. I just went for Earthquake. He does go to Gyarados as expected, and again not wanting to lock into a -3 outrage. I go back to Flygon since it can take 1 Waterfall, and he reveals Stone Edge, thinking I'd most likely stay in to fodder Dragonite out. Now I don't think he'll stay in due to the possible Stone Edge or the possible Thunder Punch actually. So I decide to U-turn as he goes into Heatran to fodder it out and see what I lock myself into and try to take advantage. I just go back to Dragonite at this point since I didn't really think I had any other options. Although in hindsight, Rotom-w was probably a better move. But again, I don't think Ray was running the standard Heatran, and you see it right there. I wasn't able to switch Dragonite back in again, so I tried to get a hit off, but he outran me, finished me off with a Fire Blast, confirming my suspicions. So I just decided to go back to Flygon, and I still want to keep Gyarados out, so I lock in the Thunder Punch, just in case he decided to get cute. I finish off the Heatran. He's going to go back to Shaman on the free switch. I don't really have much left to deal with the Shaman, other than to try to get my unrevealed sweeper in. I decided to go to rotom-w to try and limit the setup the best I can until I get a chance to sweep. And this is where the hacks begins. I went for Shadow Ball, because I plan to just fodder Rotom out at this point. He missed the Seed Flare, and I got a crit on the first Shadow Ball. And I honestly thought I had already lost the match, so I didn't think it mattered, but it very well may have. He got a sub up. I went for Shadow Ball again. It didn't break it, since I am defensive rotom-w. He goes for Leech Seed, but he misses, and I get to break the sub with a second Shadow Ball. So the hex is racking up, and I might have a chance after all. He finally lands the Leech Seed this time around, and I hit him with another Shadow Ball, but this time I get a special defense drop. So he does finally crit me with the Seed Flare, and rotom-w does finally go down, but he was definitely a bit flustered after that sequence. I honestly would have been too. I bring Lucario in, but I actually don't set up an agility, and I go for Ice Punch right away. I must have thought I lost at this point, since I'd go for agility otherwise and at least force Gyarados to come in. I didn't think I could get past Gyarados and Jirachi though at this point. Shaman goes down. He goes to Jirachi to finish me off with a Fire Punch, and I'm going to go to Flygon, and I'm just going to lock in an Outrage, since I didn't think I had a chance to get past all three of his guys. And he's going to bring Gyarados in to get the Intimidate. I am going to manage to take out the Gyarados, but it's pretty much too little too late at this point. He's going to bring Dragonite in, and he is going to finish Flygon off with a Choice Banded Extreme Speed. And that's going to be the match. It was a good game, Ray. Definitely hope to play you again sometime. I think I may have had a chance back there if I set up agility on the last few turns, and then Ice Punch to at least force Gyarados to come in. In hindsight, Ray was most likely running bulky Gyarados just based on the damage Flygon dealt with Outrage, and Flygon had a very good chance to live an unboosted Waterfall since it does 57% max, and I would just go from there. I still might not have won, but at least I'd give myself the chance to, which goes back to maximizing your odds of winning. So, and I also didn't think I knew how to handle Subsheet. I also didn't think I knew how to handle Subsheet Shaman either, based on the way I played, since I kind of handled that pretty badly. But again, it was a great game. Hope you guys like what you saw. Got one more match to show before the Smogon Tour 13 matches. But until next episode, guys, Chun is out. Peace.